everybody, listen up. This is my brand new Facebook page. It's Walter Lee Hampton II. Take a look at those pictures on there. It's a new page. This is the one I need you all to go to and add me as a friend. Send me a friend request to this page. Look for those pictures. Walter Lee Hampton II. This is my new Facebook page. It's up. It's set up. I'm loading pictures. Go there and add me as a friend today. Do it now. Good morning, my faithful loyal YouTube subscribers. Today it is Monday, June 24th. The year is 2019. All right, so I get asked this question a lot by a lot of my female subscribers. A lot of my women subscribers hit me up and they ask that their husband or boyfriend or fiance or whoever they're dating has asked them to participate in something known as pegging. So what is pegging? So let's first get to the bottom of that. So pegging is when a woman, this is from the Urban Dictionary, so their language is a little foul. So I'm assuming you all are 21 above, 21 years of age above. If you're watching my videos, you should be. If you're under the age of 21 years of age, you should have your parents' permission to be watching my videos. So if you're under 21, call your mom and dad and say, I'm watching this guy named Walter Lee Hampton II. He's this black homosexual out of Atlanta. Do I have your permission to watch him? Because he'd be saying some crazy shit on that damn channel. And your parents would probably give you permission, or they'll say, well, let me watch it first. And then they'll call you up and say, okay, y'all watch that shit. You listen to that crazy nigga. Because you know what the fuck he's talking about. So let me stop the notification. Something's beeping and buzzing over here. Oh, that damn. I hope that stops it. Okay, so actually let's do this. That should stop that. Alright, so pegging. When a woman fucks a man in the ass with a strap-on dildo, it don't necessarily have to be a dildo. It can be her finger, her hand, fist, whatever. It's definitely a very touchy practice, especially in the straight male community. So I'm reading this from the Urban Dictionary. Again, it says when a woman fucks a man in the ass with a strap-on dildo, it's definitely a very touchy practice, especially in the straight male community. It is often thought of as a homosexual sex act. Really. However, this is not true. This is what they say again, this is what I'm reading from the UrbanDictionary.com. They say, however, this is not true. Straight men often think that their dominance and masculinity will be in jeopardy if they even think about anything gay, let alone a female fucking him with a rubber dick. Pegging is not a gay thing whatsoever, no matter how you take it apart and put it back together. It is still sex between a man and a woman. In other words, it's straight sex. If pegging is just between a man and a woman, but we'll get to that later. Sorry. It is still sex between a man and a woman, in other words, straight sex. It is certainly enjoyable given the right amount of communication and comfort were considered. It is typically not a good idea to surprise a man by simply walking out the bathroom with a strap-on dildo on equipped and ready to use. This would probably lead to rejection and discomfort. The truth is that anal play, no matter what gender, is enjoyable if performed correctly. The ass has a shitload of nerve endings that will feel fucking amazing if stimulated properly with plenty of lube. It probably feels better for a man to receive anal sex rather than a woman due to the prostate gland inside the male ass. And then it says, I shit you not, an orgasm can be achieved by directly touching and stimulating the prostate gland without any need for touching the penis at all, and it feels out of this fucking world. Amazing. Well, I'm a black gay man, and I can assure you that I need a little bit more than just some prostate stimulation for me to achieve an orgasm. So some people can achieve that. Some people could probably have prostate stimulation and they can reach orgasm. That has never happened for me in my 30 plus years of having gay sex. So, and I've been in every position you can imagine, from top, bottom, upside down, in the basement, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, sideways, upside, ever, you name it. And certain things work for me, something that happen with the prostate gland, if stimulated, can be very enjoyable. Now, I'm a gay man. You know, as long as it's safe sex, I'm not against a bunch of stuff in my bedroom. As long as it's safe and I know my sexual partner. Now, please keep in mind, I was in a relationship for a long period of time. You know, I can't do anything we didn't do sexually. You know, one thing we did have was good sex. And that was never our issue. Our issues were something else. Our sex life was fine. And I think that might have been the reason why we stayed together so long, is that we did have good sex together. So when we got out of bed to go take care of other issues in life, we things kind of got out of hand. Pegging, because a lot of women ask that their men want them to participate in this, and some women are surprised when a man wants to have his prostate stimulated or anal play. Some women don't understand what it is, and some women do. I don't necessarily think because a man is having anal stimulation that it makes him suspect or anything like that. However, from my experiences in the Black gay community, I have met plenty of men who were having sex with women and receiving pegging. I didn't even know the term what it was. I really just learned that term in the past few years. I didn't know. I just thought it was just anal stimulation or penetration is what I would call it. Some men I personally knew were getting anal stimulation from women, and then they wanted to take it to another level. And they started off with women, and then they ended up with a man penetrating them, or wanting a man to penetrate them. I would be in the gym, working out, and I would meet guys that I knew were married or in relationships with women or straight for all intents and purposes. At least that's what they were per se. But through a series of conversations, this was over the years, I would find that I never forget when years and years ago, when I was first going to Lee Haney's gym, was the first time I encountered that. I met a guy who had moved to Atlanta, and he was actually, at the time, him and his wife were building a home. And one time his wife was out of town or something. I was living in Stone Mountain at the time, my very first house. And I don't know how he ended up over there. I can't remember that part, but he ended up over there, and we were hanging out by the pool and stuff. And he ended up getting intoxicated, so I didn't feel it was safe to drive. And so he ended up spending the night. In the middle of the night, I was in my bedroom sleep. He was in the guest bedroom. Next thing I know, this man was in my bedroom, in bed with me. And I'm like, what is going on? And he was asking me to penetrate him. Now, we had not had any type of, leading up to this, there had been nothing that led me to believe that this man was gay or bisexual. And I'm being very honest with you all. We were chilling out he stopped by there, we were chilling by the pool, we were drinking, I had all this liquor and stuff. We were just drinking, just hanging out, laughing and stuff, just laughing. I'll never forget this. And then I've always had straight friends. I've had gay friends. I just never really got along with gay folks. For some odd reason, they don't like me. They never have. They've always kind of, and I guess because I speak too much truth in it. So I always kind of got along better with straight guys. But anyway, this particular guy ended up in bed with me, asking me to penetrate him. Now, this was kind of shocking to me. First off, I wasn't really feeling him that way. And I was like, what the hell was going on here? What about your wife? She's pregnant. I didn't understand this stuff. Y'all have to forgive me because I was 22, 23 years of age, and I was blown away by this whole thing. I was 23 to be exact. And long story short, nothing happened between he and I that night. We sat there and talked, and he told me about how his wife at the time would penetrate him with a dildo or some toy or something. And he really wanted to feel something different. And later on, a few years later, he eventually came on out. And I would see him at the gym working out with other guys, and he would never really speak to me. That was the thing. After that night, when nothing happened between he and I, he cut me off completely. And really, cut off. And I would see him when he go the other direction. So later on, when he became more comfortable, I would see him with other guys I knew. And I actually one night walked into a gay club, and he was there with this guy. And that was the first time he spoke to me. He said, "This is He literally walked to me and said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "I come here all the time." He was, "Oh, I didn't know that." He was like, "Well, this is my partner." And I said, "Okay." And he said, I'm divorced now." I said, "Okay," which I kind of figured this was. And then after that, we had a pleasant friendship, sort of. He was in this relationship with this guy. The funny part is, this was in the early 90s, like 93, 94. The last time I saw him was in the late 90s, and he didn't look so well. He had lost all his muscle mass. I knew what was going on. And eventually he died of AIDS. So, yep. And I think he was, that by 2000, the year 2000, very handsome, attractive guy, muscular, built guy. He died of AIDS. I think by 2000, maybe 99, 2000. Because you know what? I bought that house on Main Street in 98. Not Main Street. I bought the house in Old Fourth Ward in 1998. I think he passed away in like 98, 99, somewhere up there. But by 2000, he was definitely deceased. Like everybody else that came to Atlanta from that period of time, shit, them niggas were dropping dead back and forth back then. Now, we'll talk about that later. He talking about HIV again and AIDS again. That damn Walter over there reminiscing about them folks. That's over with folks that died decades ago. Whatever. I know this is over 20 years ago. But anyway, pegging. Does every man, I'm just talking about my own personal experiences that I've encountered with men who wanted to be pegged. The men later on turned out to be gay. Every man I met who was into having anal play by a woman eventually ended up having sex with men. It was that I'm just telling you from my experiences. Like I said, I've been in this community for 30 years. I can tell you some stories. We'd be here all day about guys that I met or my friends met who were married, straight men who ended up in some type of situation where they were being penetrated by another man, and eventually they stopped dealing with women entirely and went with men. Now, and I'm just talking from my own personal experiences. Could it possibly be the case that some men are actually straight and just enjoy being pegged by another woman with a fake dildo, possibly? Look, because I keep hearing this stuff. That stuff, straight people do that too. But every man, I've met a lot of men in my lifetime. A lot of men who were into penetration, who started off with women, and they ended up with men. Now, that's like I'm saying, I'm just talking from my personal experience. Guys I've encountered over the years. I never forget, many years ago, I was in New Jersey. I was in the capital city. What is the capital of New Jersey? I went to New Jersey to take care of something. And I was in the capital city of New Jersey. This is because it's a hood rat city. And I met this guy there in New Jersey. And I don't know what I was doing there. Oh, I remember that car, one of my cars had got impounded. And I had to go pick this car up. And I had to go up there and get it. Trenton, New Jersey. It was horrible. I was in Trenton, New Jersey, and I met this guy who, very nice looking brother, because I was there for a few days. And the guy, I don't know, I can't remember, because he wasn't working at that hotel I was staying at, which was downtown Trenton, but it was definitely Trenton, New Jersey. It had to be Trenton. I remember, yeah, it was Trenton, because it was the capital. Anyway, this guy, literally, we went out, just hung out, nothing major. He didn't even make it up to my room, but I remember sitting in the lobby of that hotel, and that man was telling me what he wanted to experience. He wanted me to penetrate him. He had been with women who had done this before, but he had never met a guy that he really liked, and he was really, I guess he was impressed by my physical appearance. Now, sometimes I forget about my physical appearance. I really do, because I just see myself as a normal person. I know a lot of y'all probably watching my videos and say, well, Walter's this big, massive guy. But in my eyes, I'm just an everyday Joe. But for some people, they see something different than what I normally see. And I remember sitting in that hotel, and this man was asking, very nice looking brother. He was married and had children, and that kind of didn't sit too well with me. Some people probably would be like, "Oh yeah, this is great. I'm gonna go fuck this nigga," but I was like, "Oh no, I wasn't falling for the okie doke." And so, again, from my personal experiences, and I'm literally talking about my personal experience. I can only tell you what I have experienced in life. Could there be some straight men who actually like penetration by women only? Possibilities. I'm sure there probably are. I just haven't met any. The ones I've met start off with women getting penetrated, and then things change. And they end up being penetrated by men or having sex with men, or they end up. So the question becomes to mind, these women ask me, is my husband gay because he wants me to do this? I don't know the answer to that question. I really don't know the answer to that question. I don't know. I mean, but I can tell you about my experiences, So, I mean, if a woman feels comfortable, there's this porn site with this woman. She's penetrating her husband, doing the pegging this black couple. I've heard about it. I've never seen it. I'm not really into pornography because they don't do shit for me. So I'm watching porn. It's like watching paint dry on the wall. It's like, okay, well, I'm not participating in this. You don't do shit for me. So I've never really been a big porn person, thank God, because I know people get addicted to that shit. And I just never really cared for her. I have heard about these porn where this woman is penetrating her husband. And they do porn. And I've heard about this stuff, and she's penetrating with this big dildo and all this stuff. I don't look. Are there some freaks out there? Oh yeah, there are. Yeah, people want to get pissed and shitted on. That should tell you something. Again, if I were in a relationship, if I was a woman in a relationship, and my husband wanted me to put a dildo on and penetrate him, I'd have some concerns if I wasn't comfortable with that. I would have some concerns, and I probably would begin watching him closely. You all have to understand something. The prostate gland has a lot of pleasure in it if it's stimulated. So men enjoy that, gay and straight. So most times, women or men, women will stick their finger and massage the prostate gland. But when you start inserting dildos shaped like a penis into that area, look, I don't know. Again, when these women ask me this question about the husband, they tell me this is what my husband's into, this is my boyfriend's into, this is what he likes. I always say, do what's comfortable, what you feel comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with that, then don't participate in it. But if you're comfortable with it, but the main question they want to know is, does this mean my husband is gay? I don't have an answer to that question. I always tell them, I don't have an answer to that question. I don't know if that man is gay just because he likes penetration. I don't know the answer. I'm just keeping it real. I really don't know. I can only tell you from my experiences, every man that I've ever encountered who enjoyed that type of sexual act ended up having sex and being penetrated by a man. Eventually they stopped. Eventually they wanted the real dick up their ass. Ain't no way to play. I guess I got to get. Eventually, that's what they wanted. So, does it? Again, you have to make up your decision about your husband or boyfriend or lover or partner and what you all do sexually together. And if you're not comfortable with that, or you think something, you have to make up your own mind. Going around asking people a million questions, sometimes you have to follow your own intuition. If something's not sitting right in your soul about your partner, and we have these red flags in our heads, and you think, and sometimes those red flags pop up, and you think, I'm going crazy. What am I going? Sometimes you have to say, okay, this red flag is hoovering up here for a reason. And my mind, my body, my soul is telling me something's not right. You don't have to ask anyone any questions. Every single time a red flag popped up in my mind about anything or anyone, that red flag was correct. And every time I've ignored those flags, every time I've shoved them to the side and dismissed them, swipe it to the side, like, no, it was the worst mistake ever. So if you're with a man or you're dating someone or whatever, and you start having red flags about that person and something's not sitting right with your soul, your body, your spirit, your intuition, you don't have to ask any questions. You are allowed to follow your own personal intuition and dismiss yourself from that situation. And go put yourself in a situation where you feel better. I've been with plenty of guys I never had those red flags about, whether they were cheating or lying. I can honestly say that there were some guys I've met over the years that were very decent individuals, and one in particular, before I met Earl, and he was a wonderful soul, and I screwed that up. I never had any red flags about him, never ever, no issues, no nothing. We had a great situation. I was just young, and I allowed other people to interfere with that situation, just being stupid and listening to a bunch of haters. Back then, I don't think we had that term haters back then. If I don't remember, I have to look up the Urban Dictionary. When did the term haters come out? Haters been hating, or they've been haters around for decades, since Jesus' time, if he existed. But I swear to y'all, every guy that I've ever been with, them red flags popped up like something's not right here. I was right. So if you're a woman and you're with a man and you're having some doubts about the relationship, or something doesn't sit well with you about this individual, now if you're comfortable and it doesn't bother you, and you know that this, then fine. But if you're having some doubts and there are some concerns about a person that you're messing around with, having sex with, your husband, fiance, whatever, and these red flags keep popping up, and you have to send emails and call a complete stranger. You living in Texas and you calling some complete stranger in Atlanta that you met through YouTube. Yeah, you know what I mean? Phone calls I get from women that ask these crazy questions, and men too, and all kinds of shit. And I'm just like, Lord, follow your intuition. Move on with your life. That's all I can suggest. If something's uncomfortable and there's some doubts in your mind about the person that you're with, then I strongly suggest you follow your intuition and just whatever feels great. Go with what feels right for you. Like I said, I can only tell you about pegging based upon experience I have had over the years with guys want me to penetrate them. Every one of those guys started off with a woman penetrating them with some toy or dildo, and then it ended up with a man's dick up their ass. And then they ended up enjoying that dick up their ass, and they stayed with that dick up their ass. Meaning they didn't want to go back to a woman penetrating them. They were now with men penetrating them on a regular basis. So, again, that's just my thoughts and my experiences. I'm sure we all have 1,000 different. I can see the comment section now. Again, I'm talking about from my experiences as a black gay man who's 49 years of age, in many cases old enough to be some of y'all's daddy. So, anyway, today it is Monday. It is June 24th. The year is 2019, and I'm out of here. Enjoy your Monday. I look forward to reading y'all's comments and questions. It is pegging a normal sex act? Does it happen frequently it does. But anyway, I'm just going for my experience. But I'm out of here and enjoy your Monday. I'm out. Bye.